What is going on, Phantom Army? It is your boy Phantom Stilts, and welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. I hope you guys loved the giant, huge, humongous first part that we did on this game. We are in Chapter 6. We're about 3 hours through the game. This is where we left off. So when we left off, you guys didn't see the stream. Where we left off, we had just seen Francis Sanders, and he was the guy that was being taken out of our cell at the very beginning of Chapter 5, which was all of the asylum level that we went through. And we talked to him for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, through like some mystic magic type thing, was like contorted and twisted and ended up being killed right in front of us, which was pretty traumatizing. Anyway, bleh, if I can catch my words this morning. Without any further ado, we're going to jump right back into this game. It's flying by pretty quick. As you guys can see, we're in Chapter 6 already. If you guys are watching the stream live, I really appreciate you guys showing up. I know it's early in the morning, but I really appreciate that from you guys. Also, if you're watching it after the fact, I really appreciate you showing up as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you're brand new to the channel, I would really like that from you guys. Got some great games coming up on the channel. We're going to finish this, obviously. Then we got Assassin's Creed Odyssey coming up. And then we also have Red Dead Redemption 2, which I have yet to play. So without any further ado, we are going to jump right back into this thing. So Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute, which is the insane asylum where we were last level. He met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigns supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders, the guy that we saw basically killed right in front of us. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building. Accompanied by Bradley and Colden, the companions in misfortune decide to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout. Okay, so we're going to jump right back into this, guys. We're going to enter the madness. Hope you guys enjoy. Here's Call of Cthulhu, guys.
Who goes there?
That nightmare again. I need to...
Okay, so we're right back in the mansion where we were. I'm assuming we got to go downstairs to talk to Colden and Bradley. Go ahead and go downstairs. At least it's daylight out, thank God. Alright, so let's go downstairs.
Fine, do what you want.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Like shit.
Did I sleep long?
The day's only starting. It's fine.
Good. That it? Okay. So I'm assuming, let's look at our objectives here. I actually want to go to our skill tree real quick too and see if we can update anything. Go to Pierce. We've got 3 available character points. So let's go ahead and use them on investigation. We'll use one on spot hidden, and then strength or we'll do psychology since it's lower. And then we gotta validate. Yes. So what is our objective? Wrong screen. Finally reached the stairs that lead to the first floor of the Riverside Institute, but on the way I inhaled some gas that was leaking from a damaged pipe and I passed out. Remember Bradley? Alive, really? Who was talking to me? And I came to in the Hawkins mansion. I must understand what I'm doing here and what happens next. Okay. So I guess they're just going to sit here. So I guess we should go out these doors.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr.
Also,
Colden
I had to
have
talk
say
to him.
about
Okay.
this.
Oh, talk to somebody. I want to talk to Brett. Move, table. Alright. Talk to Bradley.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Well, I saw him die.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the base.
Yeah, he did.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
It happened right in front of me, damn it.
You're right. Without a plot...
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
There's the guy that was just killed right in front of me.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
I talked to...
Let us go now
Okay.
and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Alright. Sanders residence. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well. Look who's here.
Oh god. This should be interesting.
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Irene!
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Just a little bit.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Well, I might as well, I mean... Should I be honest with her, or should I, like...
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
What the hell was I supposed to do?
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did he speak to you of a shambler? What is Kat doing here?
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
Well, I feel inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
This could get very interesting very fast. Okay, so where the hell is this painting? That's locked. Okay. That's it. That was weird. Picture like morphed. That's locked. This must be the gallery. What's up, Kat?
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
That's debatable. What is this? Kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. That was weird. Anything over here that we can look at? What's this?
A strange Amerindian pendant.
An ancient amulet, probably Amerindian. I wonder what its purpose could be.
I could use one of
Found these
those.
sleeping pills in the Sanders house. Were they prescribed to Francis Sanders or to Irene? Oop. The Whale and the Cod. A Brief History of Darkwater Island. Brief History of Darkwater by Erwin Greenmouth. It is focused on the past glory of the island. It's you. Dissertation on anatomical question. It is the work of a student in book form. Although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of an experienced physician. However, the questions asked allow us to imagine new ways of exploring human anatomy. Yokels? Is this the Shambler here? Key to the Sanders Gallery. Okay, so we got that. That's cool. That means we don't have to break into the damn thing.
An old diary.
This volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. As members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler, your friend Sarah Hawkins. It means like he was obsessed with the painting, so she ended up just giving it to him. So this painting's bad news. Gotta be. It's at the center of the gallery. It's gotta be this right here.
The entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
It's gotta be this one up on the pedestal. Oh, that's oil for the lanterns. Okay, cool. This has gotta be it right here, right? Thing's creepy, dude. Oh, great. Here we go. Oh, snap. What the French toast? Good Lord.
What the hell was that?
Run away! frickin' thing chasing me, dude? Gonna like pop out of somewhere and scare the shit out of me. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That thing came out of this painting. There has to be a link.
Jesus.
Maybe if I destroy it.
Oh my god. No.
There has to be a link. Maybe if I destroy it.
How do I destroy it? Run. Run. Running.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking?
Apart from presenting the sound sphere, Hawkins, Sanders drew a dagger with a tortured form down the smallest detail. Guard carries a strange esoteric symbol, a recurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. I gotta move. Run away.
Damn. Did it hear that? I could try tearing the painting with this thing.
Run away.
Damn it. This dagger didn't work.
There's gotta be something else I gotta find. Jesus H. Christ. Oh my God! Not that one.
Damn it! I have to use a specific dagger.
Oh, it's coming after me, of course. You look and see what the clues are. Let me see what the dagger looks like. Like a twisty, ornate looking thing. Okay. Oh my God! Run away! Jesus H. Christ! That's not it. That's not it. This isn't it either. It's not it. That's not it either, I don't think. This is it right here.
This might be able to lift the curse on the painting.
Go, go, go!
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
You give me this information free of charge.
The creature. This dagger was the only weapon capable of pushing it back. This antique dealer has a good knowledge of the occult. I have nothing to lose by meeting him.
You've got your spunk back. Go where you want. I'm staying here to talk business with Irene.
The Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Oh, not good. He gonna be dead.
Where's the bookseller?
Probably dead. Let's see if we can find any clues. This.
An old diary.
We found a diary in the Sanders house, too. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. Play chess. Let's see. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding dark water. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up until then, the region was favored refuge for the citizens. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Got more oil. There we go. Oh. Oh, that's the oil canister. Okay. Over here. Oh.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
These Tibetan writings are the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky. At the end of the 19th century, the creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensively on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought that they didn't exist. This book, discovered in a nameless bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Read the book. Sure, why not?
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
There's the Shambler. Its collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I had never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work on the bestiary of the myth. Without giving details of the mythology to which it refers, its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. I already went in here. Oh, that's the oil thing. Alright, let's go back in here.
What happened here?
Going to the reconstruction mode.
Let's start over. Where did they break in? Blood. Seems like amateur work. Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably. No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then?
Oh.
What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
So to find the combination.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still on this plane of reality in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she's still in this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines demonstrates occult acuity, sharp as mine, can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person who, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. Content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Drake. 3 cylinders.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch, whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips of Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Okay, so we pretty much exhausted everything in this room. We've got to find 3 cylinders, it sounds like.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wilmarth, professor of Miskatonic University. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Translated and edited by Nathaniel. Collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher and includes translation of the Emerald Tablet, popular text among 16th century alchemists. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Philosophy and a key text in the middle. I think it's part
Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Okay, so all these books are part of the same anthology.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
So did I get all 3 or just 2 of them? That's the one I looked at earlier. I did get all 3 cylinders. Okay. I looked at that already. Open the safe. That I should listen to the... How do I listen to the cylinders?
Things are not looking good.
Oh, here you go.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Sounds like Volume 9 is the most important one to him, so let's go ahead and look for Volume 9.
Drake talked
It's
about
Volume
a particular
2.
volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in... What did Drake say about this collect? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was
That's
talking about
8.
in his... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
When he was talking about. I think this is the one.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his
7.
message.
Where is 9 at?
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Oh, this is the one he was talking about. Hold on a second.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Huh. Wonder what the combination is. There's only 3 dials, so it's not 1908 and it's not 18. The dials only go up to 9. There's only 3 of them. But that's the book that he was talking about. That's volume 9.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yeah, it was 9. It was this one.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
He never got tired of thumbing through them? Is that what he said? Go back and check this message one more time.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yeah, it was this one. But can I, like, not open it or do anything with it? Also known as the Nightmare Lyrics, this collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1998. Derby was only 18 years old. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology of Luxurious. Edward Pickman Derby. I wonder if I'm missing something. Because I should be able to investigate that volume, but I can't do anything with it except rotate it. That's the problem. Let's just check all these books again, because he said it was the Azla.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
I can't do anything with it. It's got to be this one, because this is the one he's talking about in the message. Let me go back and listen to the other two. Maybe I'm just missing something.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
So he's talking about a chessboard in the second one, so let's go back and check out the chessboard. Where is the chessboard at? I think it's in the other room. It's in here. Yeah.
The Queen has little protection.
Oh.
The Queen has little protection.
There was something about the chessboard. Let's listen to the first message one more time. I think that was on the second one.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry.
The chalice of knowledge.
And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know it.
The chalice of knowledge.
Its secrets.
So there's a goblet, queen.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So what about how many red stones
The
there are?
chalice
1,
of knowledge.
2, 3, So I'm assuming there's 4 on there. 4, 3. I'm just going out on a whim here. I don't even know if this is right. 4, 3. What was the other thing we had to look at? 4, 3. It was the goblet. 4, 3, 9. So the first one was about 4, 3, 9. Oop. Nope. 394? Oh. What about 934? Nope.
The Queen has little protection.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay, that sounds like a sacrificial type of thing. So let me look at this thing one more time.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Goblet seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif?
And these red drops. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling.
Okay, so the white pieces are what I have to focus on. So there's 3.
We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
There's 3 white pieces. So the Queen. There's 3 white pieces on the chessboard.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Huh. The goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up specific motifs? Oh. So there's 3 white pieces besides the Queen on the board. The 3's got to be one of the numbers because there's 2 knights and a rook. And the Queen is obviously the one that's surrounded. So there's 3 has got to be one of the numbers.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
I am so confused.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
So it's got to be the red stones because it's all he mentions. He doesn't mention the sapphires.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling. and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So it's got to be 3. The ones he mentions is the chessboard. The chessboard is the first message, right?
And these red
No,
rocks, like precious
okay,
stones
so
lie fixed.
the middle number is 3, the end number is 9. So then we just got to find the first number.
And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
3 and then 9. That's not it. That's not it. There we go. Yeah, that took a while. At least you figured it out. Riverside Institute. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin that lied inside irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Interesting. I wonder whose body we're going to go to. If we're going to go into Sanders' body or we're going to go into Fuller's body.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Very well. I'll examine him. "30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
That's not weird.
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
His limbs? His body temperature? I don't know what experiments you've undertaken, but this is going too far.
Oh, I sense some excitement beneath your indignation. Could it be you wish to join me in my scientific endeavors?
You are a brilliant physician, Dr. Fuller, but this man This man has the attributes of some kind of animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
God.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
Get into Fuller's office.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Storage room. Surgical ward.
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
Okay, so we can go through this way, it sounds like.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Distract Donovan. We have to distract her to get her away from the door.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work. Where did my fiancé go? I hope those nutcases...
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
Is this Bradley?
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
You're not here for treatment, right?
Am I so obvious?
Only to me. I know you worry about me.
I trust you. I'm happy to see you.
Me too, Ethan. Is that all?
Well, there might be something else. I'm not sure.
Tell me.
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh, there's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Dr. Colden. Do you want something?
Oh.
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I'll see to it right away.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
Oh. What state is he in now?
You should go see for yourself, Doctor.
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him? The key to the boiler room is missing. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him. We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, and Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment. We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands. Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
What? Describes the state in which Irene Sanders entered the Riverside Institute, as well as the treatments administered to her. Fuller added a handwritten note he recommends to take her down to the psychiatric wing in order to provide her with the quiet and rest that she needs.
Mrs. Sanders?
She's like catatonic, dude. What the hell? I didn't know she was supposed to be here. Maybe that's a clue that we have to... Okay. She's here.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight, and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man.
Sting?
Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Oh, you're kind of an ass. Let's see.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old...
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor. Everything all right, Dr. Colden?
All is well, Elizabeth, thank you. I was making sure the water wasn't cut off yet again.
Thank God, no. The water's running. I have no desire to call Donovan for help.
Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Cut off the water. Go talk to the janitor here.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
And I'm the one who pays.
We gotta cut off the water. That'll probably create the distraction that we need. Dictionary. This work of reference is alphabetical order, all the medical sciences known and practiced in the modern world. For each of the entries, the major works and the names of the reference authorities are listed. Gotta find the boiler room. There we go.
The door to the boiler room is locked. I have to get the key if I wish to get rid of Donovan.
Washroom.
Doctor, those people need you at the dormitory.
Would you know where the key to the boiler room is?
Betty didn't put it back in its place. Well, she took it to lock the door.
I'll ask her. Thank you.
But if I may say so, Doctor, I think that the problems of our patients are more urgent than the plumbing.
I'll tend to it. Don't worry. The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
I think that you're needed in Block B, Doctor.
Intoxication from breathing organic vapors.
Got it.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Keeps getting more and more intricate, dude. I need a tool to shut it off now. Okay. Maybe ask the janitor?
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Okay. I have to go ask Elizabeth. She's over here.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time. Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy. Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something.
The owner was hidden inside Fuller's office. He recorded his thoughts about one of the main mini psychoanalysis sessions.
Patient files. I was right.
Maybe like a... There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins.
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here?
Appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why is Ethan on medication? Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
We gotta find another clue, it looks like.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Kind of oxymoronic.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement.
Oh.
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
Oh!
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly. Talk, filthy thief! Or I swear I'll shoot!
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead!
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait! No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go! Rescue the doctor!
Thank you, Drake.
Going back to the mansion. Book projected Pierce into the body of Dr. Colden. The detective watched helplessly as Bradley's friend carried out her inquiry. Confronted with the experiments of Fuller, she got into his office and discovered that the director of the Riverside Institute was hiding information on, if not the body of Sarah Hawkins, but she was discovered by Fuller. Pierce must save her before it's too late.
I pray that Colden is really here. And alive.
Wouldn't be so sure about that, Pierce. In the operating room, so that's over here, I think. Where's the operating room at? Over here. Oh crap, he's not allowed to see me? Damn it. I didn't know they weren't allowed to see me. He's in the operating room. I can't go in either of those doors, so I can go out this one, okay. I want to stay. Yeah. Surgical ward. That's where I want to go, isn't it? Let's see. That's the administration. That's the boiler room.
My God, what is happening to me?
What was that? It's as if I'd been transported somewhere else.
Oh, okay, I thought I was supposed to go that way. I can't go that way. Can't go that way. Alright, this is where I started, so where the hell am I supposed to go? Oh!
What happened? Something has changed, but what?
Very interesting book aimed at a wide public, demonstrates how non-recognized science have influenced modern medicine. Magnetism, grandmother's secrets, Chinese acupuncture, hypnosis, herbal medicine, alchemy, and many others have contributed to a certain extent to the enrichment of medicine at the beginning of the century. Oh, I was supposed to pick that up. Huh. I wonder where I'm supposed to go. Another lantern I have to pick up? What's this? Pseudoscientific work of Caesar Lombroso correlates an individual's morphology with his criminal predispositions. The seriousness of the study and the accuracy of the demonstrations can deceive an uninformed reader. Huh. This is really bizarre. I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to go. I'm assuming I have to follow the lamps somehow, but I don't... So confused as to where I'm supposed to go. I'm probably missing something really, really easy to find, and I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, this is the only thing I can go through, this little opening right, or the picture. Where is it at? Okay, it's the only thing I can go through. Let's start back at this. Let's go to the last checkpoint. It allowed me to go through that door, so... So I can't make that one disappear. Thing's gonna frickin' show up again. Like, it's telling me to go this way, but it's completely blocked. That's where the trail is going, because I already went this way. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Just don't understand why it's telling me to go in here if this is completely blocked. In both times, even if I take the other lantern, it's blocked. thing's gonna come after me again. Yep. Here we go. So I've got to find the pictures. I've got to search for the pictures before the time runs out. That's what it's telling me to do.
Destiny, it has trapped you.
I've got to keep looking for that symbol, assuming. Dude, this is confusing as hell. I'm so confused, dude. I have no idea what to do. Like, it's trying to lead me somewhere, and it's, like, blocked off. Okay, now
You are confronting powers that surpass you.
Okay, so am I, like, sort of on the right track now? Because I think I've got to sort of follow this thing, but it's, like, an obstacle course, so I have to, like, go past where it's... Okay. That took way too much time to figure out. God damn it, man. Good lord. Okay. The lamps are like safe havens, okay. Dude, this is ridiculous. Where the hell am I supposed to go? All right, God damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna get frickin' tackled by this thing again. So each time I find one of these little painting things where I'm able to use the lamp, it illuminates a new part of the trail, I'm assuming? I'm assuming that's what's going on? Okay, so I have to go through there, but there's no way to go through there, so I have to go this way? Oh my gosh, man. Come on. Oh my gosh, man. We're gonna find our way through this. It's just freaking frustrating. I can't go through that thing, because that just takes me back to the frickin' beginning. This is aggravating, dude. Okay, so that's a wall, so I can't get through it there. So I have to go around. I get that part. But then when it gets to here, it goes through the administration thing. And it's blocked, so I can't get through there. Back out here and try to go around, and I get stuck with this thing again, which takes me back to the very beginning. And then this is blocked off. And then this is just... like the frickin' reception desk. That's not gonna help me. Come on, come get me again. This is where set me back to the beginning because I have no freaking idea where I'm supposed to go. Have you been able to go in here before? So I've got to be in that, like, dream state type thing. I have to be in it. Oh my!
It looks like things are back to normal.
That took way too long, guys. I sincerely apologize for that. Oh my god. That's a solid 20 minutes, 25 minutes of just wandering around like an asshole. Alright. We were gonna get through it. I was confident of that. It just took way too long. Really, really frustrating. Alright.
What's going on? It never ends.
The hell?
Damnation. That's me.
Oh.
Oh god! I gotta get out.
There's no door.
Pierce, I found her. I finally know what's going on. You must live and find the truth. It is already too late for me.
Colden? What's going on? Was it a hallucination?
Probably.
Please take a seat and be quiet, Mr. Pierce. I'll be with you in a moment.
Stop whatever the hell you're doing and turn around now. No, it can't be.
No! You son of a bitch! What did you do to her?
I wish I could have done more experiments on you, Mr. Pierce.
I said, what did you do to her?
You shouldn't be sorry for your friend. You should envy her.
Murderer! This madness must stop!
Dude, what?
Colden?
Hold on. She's right there. Who the hell is this then? What the hell is going on, man? The picture keeps changing. The painting. Sarah.
What did they do to you? Can you speak? Sarah.
He gave him the gold and I the azure. I don't see him very often anymore. The green is stronger.
Are you feeling ill?
I'm here, but no.
Let's get you out of here.
It comes in my dreams. Our minds melt like colors on a palette.
Come with me.
It's of the oldest green. Violent living, vibrant. A sea green, maybe. No.
Mrs. Hawkins, we must go before someone finds out.
Oh, but he will. He always knows these things when it's about me.
Who put you here?
But Charles, of course. He tries to protect me.
So he locked you in this rat hole out of love?
Love? He is the only one who still believes he can feel it.
All right. Come with me.
He will know. He will find us.
One more reason to hurry.
Have I seen you before?
Can you walk?
Maybe.
Then let's go before your husband finds us. It was in your studio.
What?
You painted me. That's where you saw me.
Of course.
Hell? What?
The men in white are coming.
You mean the guards?
This way. Follow me.
What the?
Oh no.
This way. Just you wait.
Wait. The machine. It's the green. The decaying one.
The gas.
Yes. It's not good for living beings.
We don't have time for that.
I am not moving until the wrong is set right.
Damn it. I'd be better off finding a tool. Perfect. All right. That should do it. Let's move.
Charles.
I'm your puppet no more, you bastard!
You're my wife. My wife. You owe me obedience.
Leave her alone! We're leaving this crazy island.
You are going nowhere. Don't get between me and my wife.
Ooh!
Nobody tells me what to do with my wife. How dare you?
Damn.
No! Why should I let you take her away when I could snap your neck?
For her safety was throwing her in this rat hole.
I hid her well enough.
You let Fuller play with her.
Stop. I did everything I could to protect her. But her identity, her power, is what threatens her.
What?
Sarah has seen things, has made things you can't even begin to imagine. Would you still save her if I told you that she is even more dangerous than I am?
It's her magic. The bookstore.
How do you know that? It does not matter. Sarah has been in the presence of the Myth for too long. Even if she were to leave Darkwater, she would still hear his call. And the cult will always be here, waiting for her.
Then we get rid of its members.
You are out of your league, detective. They control the whole island. She will finally surrender to his power, and the world will fall with her.
Don't!
No one can escape the wheel of destiny, they say. But I will change it. I will save Sarah.
After the death, Cold and Pierce, victim of hallucination, advanced inside the Riverside Institute to the point of discovering Sarah Hawkins alive, prisoner of Dr. Fuller. Last confrontation between Charles Hawkins and his wife has revealed that the man under his monstrous appearance, tried to protect her from the influence of the myth. He warned Pierce if Sarah succumbs to the lure of the occult, she will lose all free will, allowing the cult to bring its plan to fruition. Summon an ancient and evil god, henceforth Pierce must know more about Sarah Hawkins' intentions and find a way to protect her.
No parent should have to bury their child, knowing it's me that put him there. The guilt will never go away.
I feel your pain.
I'll do anything to get him back. Anything. My work was what lured me here in the first place. It began showing me things I never should have painted. Things Charles should never have seen.
What am I to you? I took care of you, saved you from your miserable life. You'll never find a man better than me. You owe me.
I owe you nothing. We'll leave now.
You're not going anywhere. You are mine.
Simon.
Come on. It's over now.
To that influence again.
Mr. Pierce, we were waiting for you.
Good. Sarah doesn't have much time.
What are you doing here?
Did you think I would let you confront the occult without supervision?
This is too dangerous for a bookworm like you.
Algernon, I need to talk to Mr. Pierce.
Very well, Sarah. I will be in Charles Hawkins' office.
You seem different.
Yes. When I woke up this morning, my mind was sharper. Cleaner. I can still hear the voice calling me. It is so strong, so ancient, enticing, dangerous. I may never be able to escape his grip, but for now I can keep it at bay. I know what I owe you, Mr. Pierce, but I can't come back to Boston with you.
You've been friends for a long time, hiding each other's secrets.
I trust him.
What are you planning to do?
I must find it and kill it. I am the only one who can end its slaughter.
No. No, you will come with me to Boston.
I owe you no obedience.
This isn't about what you want or don't want to do. You would risk destroying the world just because you can't face the consequences of your actions.
I am willing to atone for my sins.
No. You're just trying to erase all proof of the mistakes you've made.
I know what I have done. I will not rest until the creature is sent back to its dimension.
You can't give up, even knowing the stakes.
Yes, thank you.
Still, I won't let you go.
What?
You will stay here until I find a safe way to return to Boston.
That's ridiculous. Listen, Algernon knows of a way to protect me. Help him find what he seeks, and we may all survive this battle.
All right. I'll help you.
Seeing you again. Ah, it's you. I'm here for her, not you.
I don't care why you're here. What is the true nature of the Necronomicon?
I see that you are interested in my precious book. It is the definitive book of knowledge of the occult, Mr. Pierce, written by Abdul al-Hazred. It is the answer to many a question.
That is why it's so highly valued.
Yes, and even though it is a copy, given to me as a gift by Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University, the work remains very powerful.
I understand better why you keep it in a safe. The dagger with the strange sign. Was it you who sold it to Francis Sanders?
If you are referring to the dagger of the ancients, then yes, it was me. Why?
Do you know what he intended to do with it?
Francis was primarily a collector of occult objects. He liked rare items such as the dagger. But I doubt he knew its purpose.
It allowed me to send the creature you call the Shambler back into the painting.
Fascinating. But I am afraid that this might only be short-lived.
You mean that thing could come back?
Yes, that is why I am looking for a more permanent solution.
It must never come back. A genius like you must have already found a way to get rid of this creature, yes?
I sense your sarcasm, but it does happen that, yes, I do have a solution. I think I can destroy it, but for that I must approach the creature. And to be able to do so, I need the key to Rie.
Another one of your baubles.
It is no bauble, unbeliever. It is a very powerful protection, able to repel very ancient forces. Much more effective than your cult.
What does it look like?
It is a golden amulet, bearing very ancient inscriptions and an elder sign at its center. A star with an eye in the middle.
I've already seen that sign. Where can we find it?
Therein lies the problem. That foul thief, Charles, has hidden it somewhere. I found this drawing among his personal effects. I think that it has something to do with the location of the amulet.
I'll follow this lead. You continue searching.
That is what I intend to do. As for you, return here the second you find it. I don't want it to disappear again.
Sketch must guide me to the artifact concealed by concealed. Charles Hawkins, where I haven't already seen it. I know where it is. Oh, it's in this part of the house. Over here, to the left.
This is the amulet that Drake was looking for.
It's you again.
This creature, the Shambler, what is it?
It is a hunter. It travels from one dimension to another to hunt down its prey.
Francis Sanders was one of its victims. How could a creature like that end up in one of Mrs. Hawkins' paintings?
Sarah has an uncommon gift. A connection with entities that live beyond our reality. I doubt that she was aware at the time, but when she painted the picture in a certain way, she called it.
And now it remains in our reality.
Let us say that it uses the painting as a portal into our reality, and we make enticing prey for it.
That's why we must find a way of sending it back to where it came from permanently. I think I've found what we're looking for.
Let me see that. Yes, that's it. It's perfect. We are saved.
I must tell Mrs. Hawkins.
Yes, do that.
I have it. It's a strange amulet. I hope it will protect you, considering that nothing will help you change your mind.
You must understand. I already went too far.
What have you seen that's so terrible you convinced yourself that you had to risk so much?
I can't tell you now.
This story is going to end badly.
Yes! Chief West is here with Sullivan.
Bradley, you take care of Sarah. I will deal with them.
You sure? All right. I've been hearing about you a lot lately. You seem to enjoy causing trouble.
Nice job, Chief. You got me. Great police work.
You can try to play smart with me all you want, Pierce. Witnesses have identified you as the one who set fire to Riverside.
Witnesses? How convenient. That's not the whole story, is it?
I don't care about your stories. Save them for the judge. You know, us cops, we base our investigation on facts and testimonies. You might want to try that next time.
You bet I will.
Darkwater Police Station. With the help of Algernon Drake, Pierce has obtained an amulet that is supposed to protect Sarah Hawkins against the evil powers that covet her. Painter told him of her desire to track and kill the dimensional shambler in order to atone for her sins. Before Pierce could stop her, he was arrested by the police. Anyways, guys, that is where we're going to leave Call of Cthulhu. I hope you guys enjoyed this last part. This next part of Call of Cthulhu was about almost 3 hours of gameplay. We got through a lot. I think we did another 4 chapters or so, 5 chapters. I had that long sequence where we couldn't find out where the hell we were supposed to go, but we got through it. Not any further ado, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you watched it live, if you're watching it after the fact, I really appreciate you guys showing up as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. You guys are brand new to the channel. We will be finishing this game probably next stream, if not that, a little bit into this one that's going to be after the next one. So without any further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next stream. Take care, guys.